Right, yeah, so we've been looking at solar torches and breaking down these solar lights. This was £1 solar light. So was this one. This one went on to another one. Inside here, as you can see, we have a small light there, which as soon as I take my hand away it goes off. Basically that's the inside of them there. We have a small battery, a LED, a switch, a small resistor and a transistor there. Basically what it does is it charges up that battery via the solar, and that transistor and resistor turn on and off that light when the solar panel is covered. What I'm trying to do is see if I can hack these small things and make this a very small solar torch, like a right here. Tried that one and I filled it with resin. Unfortunately it didn't work. The resin somehow got inside the switch and just filled it up. Absolutely solid. I put blue tack around as many of the places I thought it could get into the switch as possible, but that's it. But I thought I'd show you that because it was like I say, it's a genuine. I'm not one of these that's just going to show you, do another one quick and then show you it. That's as it is. That's the fail. I've been practicing with quite a few designs. These are all also lights. This is the only one I've actually bought a new one just to show the inside of there. When I take the screws off you'll see, but all the rest were old ones that have been in the garden. I'll just knock that off just so you can see what it's going to be like. Okay, we just pull that off and there we go. Usually the LED and the switch there just held on via this other little screw. There's the 2 leads of the solar panel, and there we go, and that's that mechanism there. Alright, you just get a better view. They're basically all the same, they're all standard. They've all got the same things. The small battery, LED, solar charges the battery powers the LED, but it has to go through a transistor and a resistor beforehand. Which basically boosts the voltage, because a 1.2 battery cannot light what is possibly a 3 volt LED, so it has to be boosted in order to do so, and that's when that turns on, when you cover it. So it acts as a switch, a booster, a lot of things. So they're very clever, these 3-pin transistors. To be honest, if you were to buy all the parts for these, it would be more than £1, so it's absolutely brilliant as a little experiment to, you know, try and do something with. Glued on a small latch for keyring. I've also got this everlasting glow stick, which is obviously the start of all of this really, and I've stuck some, just a piece, it's just like a rubber, and I've just cut some off on the inside there and stuck it on that corner there with the 2-part epoxy. This is just cheap pound shop 2-part epoxy resin. Yeah, so what we've done now is with the little micro solar torches, instead of using resin to cover it, I'm using this, which is liquid latex. And obviously what we do is we've got to put it on in small layers, so it takes a couple of days. You've got to create a sort of mould for it. As you can see there, it says clear on there, but it doesn't actually dry clear. The first millimetre might, but then after that it sort of goes like a yellowy colour. the bottom still looks quite creamy, which says perhaps it hasn't went off completely. Right everyone, oh, do you like my makeshift magnifying torch, by the way? Another fail. Even the latex rubber has managed to get into this switch. I had to break the switch off, it wouldn't switch on, so I had to pull every bit of latex off. So that's another fail for that. I had to cut the tie off and everything. What an absolute nightmare. Right, so what we're doing is now is the small solar panel I've resoldered on a switch onto the solar panel on the PCB, and I'm gluing it together with a 2-part epoxy. We've put the little clip back on. I'm just holding it now till it sets. It usually sets in about 4 minutes. Put a small ruler there. I'll just move that light slightly. We'll just see that it's still drying actually, that's why I'm not touching it. From that point to there you're probably looking at about 25, possibly 30 millimeters. But it really is stinky, this 2-part epoxy. I don't recommend breathing it in for too long. Right, so there's the solar torch there, dry. That's the other side. There's that side. Not very pretty. I know it's the ugliest of things, and I think for the size of it, and it's a hack from a garden solar light, you know, it's nothing, it doesn't cost anything. It was £1 for the whole lot. This was from an old bit of jewellery, bit of electrician's tape, bit of glue, you know. So I just thought it was something to experiment with, these garden solar lights. So now we need to test it. Right, we've discovered the solar torch. It doesn't charge well under these lights, artificial light basically. It does require the UV, the sun's light, but what I have also discovered is it charges up quite sufficiently when it's turned off. So that was dead, that battery, because I just left it on to run down. And if I turn it on now, put my finger over it, turn round, it's too late for it. There we go. And that's in the turned off position. So it actually charges. I thought it had to be on the on position, like you would have them anyway, all the time. Well, that was dead, that battery, 3 hours ago. Obviously it's off now. There it is on. It'll go off because of the light. But I'll turn it off and just leave it there. And like I say, that's a couple of hours off that LED. You know, on a night. So as a torch it would certainly be viable for occasional use, just by leaving it in the off position, just in on a windowsill.